First, you'll need to have a strategy. For this example, we'll be using a simple support and resistance strategy. Basically, we'll be looking for pin bars or engulfing candles that reject the support and resistance level. For bullish trades, the stop loss will be just below the signal and the entry will be just above. For bearish trades, the stop loss will be just above the signal and the entry just below. I won't go into detail about what classifies support and resistance or a pin bar or engulfing candle because this is just an example. The risk reward for all trades will be 1 to 2, meaning the reward will be double the amount risked. The take profit will therefore be whatever level the 1 to 2 risk reward is at. I don't recommend trading this strategy as it's just for the purpose of this example. Now that we have a strategy, we can start backtesting it. We'll test this strategy on the Euro-USD 1-hour chart. However, backtesting works the same regardless of what time frame or currency pair you're using. You'll want to backtest without any hindsight bias, so we're going to go to the start date without seeing what has happened since then. First, zoom in as much as you can, and then click on Go To at the bottom of the screen to choose the date that you want to start backtesting. For this example, we'll start on the 1st of February 2017. Now that your charts have loaded, zoom out as much as necessary in order to plot all the relevant support and resistance levels. We've got a resistance level over here. We've got another level right here. We've got a level here. And we've got a support level over here. Now we're going to scroll forward candle by candle until we find a setup that meets all our rules. And as you can see, we've actually got a pin bar right here at this resistance level. So we're just going to get this risk reward tool over here. The entry is going to be right below the candle. And the stop loss is going to be just above the candle. And then the risk reward for this trade is going to be 1 to 2. So now I'm just going to scroll forward using the right arrow key and see how this trade plays out. As you can see, the trade is triggered and the profit target was reached. Now that you know the outcome of the trade, you'll need to record your results. So I have this spreadsheet right here, and it's got all the relevant data I need to know if the strategy is actually going to be profitable long term. So the currency pair was Euro USD, and the date was the 1st of February at 12 p.m. So that's 1st February 2017 at 12 p.m. The trade was short. The amount that I risked was 1 to make a gain of 2, and the gain that I made was 2, and my rolling gain is 2. And then you could just leave whatever comment you feel is necessary about the trade. Another thing I like to do is highlight the trade green to indicate a win, and I'll highlight it red to indicate a loss, and yellow to indicate break even. It just makes it more visually appealing so you can see how many of your trades are actually wins and losses more easily. So now we're going to go back to the charts and look for more examples. Again, we're scrolling with the right arrow key and just looking for trades that meet all our rules, and actually we have another engulfing candle right here. So I'm just going to get the risk reward tool again. This time it's long, the entry is right above, stop loss is right below, and the risk reward should be 1 to 2. So again, we're going to scroll forward and see the outcome of this trade. So this trade is now triggered, and we're just going to scroll forward and see what happens. and as you can see, this trade was a loss. So again, we're going to go back to our spreadsheet and we're going to record the results of this trade. So it was the same pair, Euro USD, and this time same date, but the time was at 8 p.m. so that's 1/2/17 at 8 p.m. This time the trade was taken long. The risk was 1 again, the reward was 2 again. This time the gain was -1, so your rolling gain is going to be 1. That's 2 minus 1. And this time we're going to highlight the trade red to indicate a loss. And you could just leave whatever comment you want to leave. Maybe you could say like the front wick was really big, something like that, so that next time you might know don't take trades with long front wicks, something like that. Really whatever you want it to be. So I'm just going to keep on scrolling forward and see if I can find a few more examples. And here we have another pin bar at resistance, so we're just going to do the same thing again. Just going to plot the risk reward tool, entry right below the candle, stop loss right above, and 1 to 2 risk to reward. We're just going to see how this trade plays out. And this trade actually doesn't trigger. Let's just see if it does eventually trigger. And there it triggers. We'll just see how this trade plays out. And it eventually reaches the target. So now we're just going to plot the results of this trade as well. Again, the currency pair is the same, Euro USD. This trade was taken on the 3rd of February at 2 p.m. This trade was short. The risk was 1 to make 2. The gain was 2, so the rolling gain is now going to be 3. And again, you can just leave whatever comment you want, and I'm just going to highlight this green to indicate it's a win. So you can basically just keep going like this until you get to, I would say, at least 100 trades, and then you'll know if your strategy actually has potential to be successful. And then after that, I'd recommend demo trading it for at least maybe 3 months, seeing if your strategy can work in the demo markets before actually putting real money and using the strategy in live markets. And again, I don't recommend trading the strategy at all. I personally don't trade it. I just needed it as a simple strategy to use for the purpose of this example.